What are you doing with that?
I'm just making sure my fishing rod and net are ready for my next big project.
Are you going to go catch some tuna or something?
Huh, no, tuna, come on. Seahorses. Seahorses is where it's at. I'm gonna go catch a bunch of seahorses and make $1 million.
You
That's
can't
my
do
goal.
that.
Well, why not? I got a fishing rod and I got a net. So
You're
easy.
going to catch them with that?
They are the slowest fish in the entire ocean. It's the easiest job ever.
I think you shouldn't be catching seahorses.
Why?
Well, they're in trouble.
Oh, they are?
And humans are their biggest threat. And also, I don't think that net is sufficient. What, can you catch anything with that? And you broke your fishing rod.
Yeah, I think I can't catch anything with this. I'll have to go reevaluate my options.
You should. And we're going to get into a deep dive into seahorses. This is part 2. See, that's what you get. You shouldn't have used it.
Meh.
The seahorse's greatest threat is humans. Seahorses feed on tiny fish and plankton, but chemical pollution from human activity reduces and poisons these food sources. And human-caused climate change has led to warmer ocean temperatures, which put stress on seahorses' bodies by affecting their breathing and appetite. What's more, because seahorses are poor swimmers, they have trouble escaping an area when a source of pollution is introduced into their habitat.
All right, this is a deep dive into seahorses, part 2. Brandon, what do we know about seahorses now?
They are cute. They've got a curly tail. They're slow at swimming, but they can go any direction.
Yeah, good. So you've been paying attention. That's good.
I am paying like a lot of attention to this. It's very important. What you said in the intro was true, and what they say in the article, the seahorse's greatest threat is humans.
Yeah.
It's really unfortunate.
Humans aren't very good for the planet in recent years. We're a pretty big threat to a lot of animals.
Yeah, well, a lot of animals are dying just because what we make and what we buy and how we make it and the resources we take away, like the forests and the oceans. It's all getting pretty bad. But threat, in this way, a threat is a danger, something that is bad for that thing. So an example sentence is, big companies like Amazon are a major threat to small businesses. What that means is if Amazon comes around, a small business might not be able to sell to people because everybody goes to Amazon, nobody goes to a small business, so the small business is going to fail. Amazon is a threat to small businesses. Similarly, humans are a threat to seahorses, not because of business, well, kind of because of business.
Yeah.
But we're a threat to them because of what we do and what we buy and things like that.
Yes, as it says, seahorses feed on tiny fish and plankton, but chemical pollution from human activity reduces and poisons these food sources.
Wow, hard to hear.
Yeah, it's always us that are causing the pollution, right? So pollution is anything in the air or water or ground that's bad chemicals, that's bad for the earth. And you can think of pollution like all the gas that comes out of cars or when people dump things in rivers and oceans. As you mentioned in our first part, the poor seahorse with the mask swimming through the ocean.
Yeah.
This is a kind of pollution because you're throwing trash into the ocean. So our example is large companies must be held responsible for the pollution that they cause.
Wow, I fully support that
I
example
agree.
sentence.
Me too.
Yes, the pollution is horrible in this world and it's killing not only the animals and the planet, but eventually ourselves.
Right.
Oh, boy. Well, another word that we used here was reduce, and that's a verb. Reduce is to make smaller or to make less. So an example sentence is, the new stop sign has reduced the number of accidents on this street. Oh, that's good. If you put a stop sign, people will stop and look around, and that way they won't hit something coming up next, and so there's less accidents. And I hope we can reduce our pollution in the world.
Yeah, that would be really good because we're actually poisoning a lot of the land and water and air that makes up our planet. If you poison something, you give it a bad chemical. And usually this ends up harming or maybe even killing that thing. So if you put down poison for roaches, then the roaches are going to eat it and it affects their body in a really bad way, and they and all their friends will die. Your roach problem is solved, but not very good for the roaches because they've been poisoned. That really sucks for them. So our example, the city's water supply was poisoned by a harmful metal. So sometimes that happens, like companies will dump their waste into rivers and it ends up being really bad for the fish and all the other things that depend on it.
Yeah, I've also heard that one gas company, they were taking a lot of gas and it got leaked into the water supply of a city. So that gas company, the gas got into the water that people were drinking and the people got sick. It was like poison for them.
Terrible.
Yeah, oh boy, oh pollution. Well, it continues on. And human-caused climate change has led to warmer ocean temperatures, which put stress on seahorses' bodies by affecting their breathing and appetite. Oh no.
Yeah, you know, nature kind of made the environment perfect for the animal so that the animal could grow and thrive and survive. And if it's changing because of global warming, that's really going to affect them. Gosh. So breathing, here they're having trouble breathing. Breathing is just the action of bringing air into your lungs and then exhaling. So breathe in, breathe out. If you are having difficulty breathing, you should see a doctor, is our example sentence. Always a good advice there.
Great example sentence.
Great
yes,
advice.
please do. Continues on. What's more, because seahorses are poor swimmers, they have trouble escaping an area when a source of pollution is introduced into their habitat. Yeah, that is really sad to hear. I mean, these bad swimmers, they're just too slow to get away. The pollution is faster than these seahorses can go.
Hi, well, we're going to take a break and let's find out even more, maybe how we can help after this.
Hello， 大家好，我是 Hanny。我们现在已经对海马有一些基本认识了。那么今天要来看看海马所面临的威胁。课文写到说，海马最大的威胁就是人类。像海马，它们是吃小鱼和浮游生物来维生，而来自人类活动的化学污染就造成了这些食物来源减少，也毒害了这些食物来源。那当然也不能不提到人类所造成的气候变迁，有导致海洋温度上升，影响到海马的呼吸还有食欲，让它们身体饱受压力，难以生存、成长、茁壮。补充一下，我们可以用 thrive 这个字来表达茁壮成长，它是拼作 thrive。Thrive 表示繁荣、茁壮成长。好，再看课文单字 threat。Threat 是名词，表示威胁、恐吓。Pollution 是污染，是名词。那么 reduce 它表示减少、降低，是个动词。还有 poison 在这边当动词，它可以表达使什么中毒、毒害，或者是破坏、污染，像是污染的水啊、空气、土地等等。那有些人呢会在家中使用蟑螂药来毒死蟑螂嘛？这时候 Kim 老师说的 roach roach 就是蟑螂小强哦。好，我们再来看到 breathe 这个动词，它表示呼吸。我们要表达吸气、吐气，可以用到 inhale inhale 是指吸气。那么 exhale 把前面字首 in 改成 exhale 表示吐气 inhale exhale。好，再来看到课文接着写到，此外呢，由于海马它不善于游泳，当污染源进入它们的栖息地的时候，它们就很难逃离这个地方了。好，那这边两个重点，我们进入文法时间。好，来看第一个重点是 what's more， 它表示而且此外，是用来补充前面提到的内容，就跟 in addition 意思很相近。举例来说 ，This umbrella is windproof and waterproof. What's more, it's easy to carry. 这把伞防风又防水，而且它方便携带。那么第二重点是 have trouble 加上动词 ing， 可以表达做什么事情有困难，难以怎么样。例如 ，He's had trouble finding a stable job. 他一直难以找到稳定的工作。解华课文中。
However, these threats pale in comparison to the seahorse trade. Over 20 million of the fish are caught and killed each year for use in traditional Chinese medicine, though there is little evidence of seahorses' health benefits. On top of this, hundreds of thousands of wild seahorses are sold to private aquarium owners every year. As it stands, seahorses could disappear by around 2050, but there is still time to save them. At the consumer level, protecting seahorses means never buying them for home aquariums or taking medicine made with seahorses. International efforts focus on supporting protected ocean areas and cutting sea pollution. And above all, the effects of climate change must be reduced if this unusual little creature is to survive.
All right, poor seahorses. We're not doing very good things to them.
No, they've got a bad life, other than they're really cute.
Well, yeah, they're cute, but they're having trouble.
Yeah.
So, all right, let's continue on. It says, however, these threats, the ones that humans make to seahorses, these threats pale in comparison to the seahorse trade. Right, so when something pales in comparison, this is a phrase that we use to say, this thing is like this, and this other thing is better or worse. So these threats are really bad, but they're not as bad as the one we're about to tell you about.
So earlier we talked about pollution, and that was such a bad killer of these seahorses. But here we're hearing that there's a seahorse trade, which is even worse.
That's right. It says over 20 million of the fish are caught and killed each year for use in traditional Chinese medicine, though there is little evidence of seahorses' health benefits.
Hold on, did that say 20 million?
Yeah, it's a lot.
They're specifically catching 20 million seahorses for medicine.
Right.
Okay, but it even says that there's no evidence, there's no proof or evidence that shows this actually helps.
Right.
They just do it because they believe it helps?
Yeah, this is not unusual. This has also been happening to rhinos and I think tigers to some extent, where they're hunted. And the rhinos, they cut off the horn on their head, and elephants as well. They cut off the tusks, and they're used in traditional medicine. But there's some doubt about the health benefits. It's not been studied as a real science, and so it's not really helping anybody.
So people just said, I think a rhinoceros horn is going to help me be healthy. Let's kill the rhino and take its horn.
Yes.
And the same thing with these seahorses. I think seahorses might help me to be healthy. Let's kill 20 million of them just on a hunch. Maybe.
Right.
I'm a little upset about this.
Yeah, it's not good for the seahorses, it's not good for the planet, and it really doesn't help people. So it's all around like a lose-lose-lose situation, you know?
For the seahorses.
Yeah, especially.
Oh my goodness. Well, it continues on. On top of this, hundreds of thousands of wild seahorses are sold to private aquarium owners every year. Do you own a seahorse?
I don't, and I don't know anyone that has, but I guess if you're the kind of person that really is into aquariums and you like to collect fish for your aquarium, that you might want a seahorse at some point, but that's not good for the seahorse.
No. Well, okay, so one of the words we said earlier is benefit. Benefit is a noun, and that's a good thing, and that helps you. So a benefit might be if you get something out of a friendship. Oh, I have a good friendship with them, and the benefit I get is they buy me cake every time I meet them.
Yeah, sometimes if you have like membership cards to somewhere, you might get extra points, or you might have a special sale that's only for members. That's another benefit of that.
And the example sentence is, there are many benefits to the drug, but Chris refuses to take it.
Yeah, so some people don't want to take a drug if the benefits are not more than the downsides, which is the opposite.
He is doing the dare, just say no to drugs.
Yes. So it continues on. As it stands, seahorses could disappear by around 2050. But there is still time to save them. So that's good news for the seahorses. Good.
Save them.
Still time. It says at the consumer level, protecting seahorses means never buying them for home aquariums or taking medicine made with seahorses.
Okay, I will tell all my friends, don't buy seahorses for your aquarium. I don't think any of my friends have aquariums, but if you know someone with an aquarium, maybe let them know, hey, maybe don't take seahorses. They might die soon.
Right.
But it continues on. International efforts focus on supporting protected ocean areas and cutting sea pollution. And above all, the effects of climate change must be reduced if this unusual little creature is to survive. Yeah, that's very true. We have to change. People, humans need to change. I think one of the biggest ways to do that is to let people know what's the problem.
Right.
Some people don't even know it's a problem. I didn't know it's a problem until now.
Right, so the best thing you can do to do your part is to just get out the information about it.
Yeah.
Yep. So Brandon, here's our what do you think question. What do you think? What can you do to help protect seahorses?
Okay. Something that I can do to help protect seahorses is tell my friends not to buy any medicine made from seahorses. If I see aquarium owners, I can say, hey, don't buy seahorses.
Right.
They are going to be endangered very soon. Are they already endangered right now? Or they're
probably
just
some species of
on
them
the
are.
brink of it?
I would think so, yeah.
Yeah, that's too bad.
Well, I think also if you have any charities that deal with cleaning up and protecting the ocean, there's many that deal with the Great Barrier Reef in Australia, which is home to many seahorses. You can donate money or time to them. You can also help in your own backyard by cleaning up the beach. You can take your friends there for the weekend and try to pick up some trash and keep it out of the ocean.
Yeah.
And that can really help all the ocean's creatures, not just the seahorses.
Exactly. But also on top of that is just don't buy too much stuff.
Yeah, consume less.
You don't really need so much stuff. And all of these big factories, they make so much pollution. It's really bad for the environment, not just seahorses, but people too.
Exactly. So keep the environment healthy, keep yourselves healthy. Thank you for joining us, and we will see you next time.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
我们刚刚谈的是人类活动造成的污染，还有呢气候变迁威胁到海马的生存环境。不过，跟海马交易比起来啊，那些威胁就相形失色了。课文写到说，每年有超过2000万只海马被捕获杀害，用在这个传统中药里。那尽管几乎没有证据显示海马对健康有益，人们却还是这么做。老师们就提到，像犀牛啊、大象也面临了同样的状况，人们就只是直觉，就是觉得说，哦，犀牛角、象牙它们好像很健康啊，然后就把它们当作很珍贵稀有的中药材，这真的很糟糕。好，我们来看单字 benefit。benefit 在这边当名词，它表示好处、益处。相反词我们可以用 downside，downside 表示缺点或者是不利之处。Brandon 老师刚刚用到 hunch 这个字 hunch 表示直觉、预感，我们可以用 act on a hunch 来表达凭预感、凭直觉行事。我们再补充一下 ，rhino 也可以说 rhinoceros 就是犀牛，还有呢 tusk 这个字 tusk 它可以指长牙，像是大象等等动物它们的长牙。那课文接着提到说，每年有数十万只野生海马被卖给了私人水族馆业者。那以目前情况来看，海马可能会在2050年左右消失。我们应该要努力的拯救它们。Kim 老师说啊，像澳洲的大堡礁是海马的栖息地之一，也许可以捐钱给相关的保育组织，可以出钱出力。好，老师说到这个 Great Barrier Reef 就是大堡礁。Brandon 老师提到说，海马可能已经濒临绝种。老师这时候说 on the brink of being endangered。我们来学习一下 brink B-R-I-N-K， 它表示边缘。On the brink of 什么什么，字面意思是在什么的边缘，用来比喻说濒临什么即将发生。还有呢 ，endangered 这个字 E-N-D-A-N-G-E-R-E-D， 它是形容濒临绝种的。课文最后就写到，最重要的是，如果这种不寻常的小生物要生存下去，气候变迁的影响就必须减少。好，那这边3个重点，我们进入文法时间。好，我们来看第一个重点是 pale， 它当动词可以表达显得逊色，常常用在片语 pale in comparison 或者是 pale by comparison 来表达说相形见绌、相形失色的意思。后面可以接 to something 或是 with something 来表达说相较于什么什么而显得逊色。举例来说 ，It was a good movie, but it paled in comparison to the novel. 那部电影还不错，但是跟小说比起来显得逊色。那么第二重点是 above all， 它表示最重要的是，尤其是或是首先，它是副词作用。例如 Ted is smart, hardworking, and above all, honest. Ted 又聪明又努力，最重要的是他为人诚实。那么第三个重点是 be 动词再加上 to 加原形动词，是表达想要做某事、打算做某事、预计要怎么样怎么样，常常会用在 if 子句当中。例如 He must work harder if he is to succeed. 如果他想要成功那就必须更努力了。好，那么以上是今天的讲解，同学别走开，马上回来哦。
The seahorse's greatest threat is humans. Seahorses feed on tiny fish and plankton, but chemical pollution from human activity reduces and poisons these food sources. And human-caused climate change has led to warmer ocean temperatures, which put stress on seahorses' bodies by affecting their breathing and appetite. What's more, because seahorses are poor swimmers, they have trouble escaping an area when a source of pollution is introduced into their habitat. However, these threats pale in comparison to the seahorse trade. Over 20 million of the fish are caught and killed each year for use in traditional Chinese medicine, though there is little evidence of seahorses' health benefits. On top of this, hundreds of thousands of wild seahorses are sold to private aquarium owners every year. As it stands, seahorses could disappear by around 2050, but there is still time to save them. At the consumer level, protecting seahorses means never buying them for home aquariums or taking medicine made with seahorses. International efforts focus on supporting protected ocean areas and cutting sea pollution. And above all, the effects of climate change must be reduced if this unusual little creature is to survive.
Feng Chia University has 3 campuses. The main campus is located in the Taichung metropolitan area right next to the bustling Feng Chia night market. A green and shady pathway is the first sight that welcomes visitors as they enter the campus. Students call this pathway Banyan Boulevard. This is the arterial road dividing the east and west sectors of the campus and connecting all other campus locations. The tranquility of the towering green banyan trees and lush green grass completely isolate the campus from the bustling shopping district outside. Several stone chairs are scattered under the banyan trees, providing a place to rest and enjoy the serenity of the campus. This location is also perfect for friends to chat or enjoy the cultural activities organized by the university during summer. A cute squirrel may occasionally scurry by or even stay for a little while if there is food nearby. The campus also contains a historical monument, the History House, which is the oldest building on campus. It has since been renovated and is now the university's historical showroom, wherein various important university artifacts are stored. Besides the regular school history exhibition, special exhibitions are organized during the university anniversaries to help teachers and students gain a better understanding of the development and history of Feng Chia University. Shuixi, Learning Thinking Lake, can be seen a little way from the History House. The lake was named after a verse from the Analects of Confucius. Learning without thinking leads to confusion. Thinking without learning ends in danger. The university combines natural elements such as plants, clean running water, stones, and wood to provide a beautiful leisure environment for its teachers and students.
See you next time!